We are shooting some outdoor portraits today using the perfect duo, the Profoto A10 and Profoto A2. I think these two flashes complement each other and I think they work pretty great together. I'm having the Profoto A10 as my main light and I have it fitted in an angular Fastbox, 24 inches. And I have the Profoto A2 right now all the way in the back on a stick with a Magnum reflector and a quarter CTO gel because I only use it for separation and I want some warm glow on highlights. In a situation like this, the main thing and the first thing what you have to do, you gotta find out a nice location and also you have to see what is the direction of the ambient. Right now I have this open sky to my right, and that is, I have to follow the main light to be in the same direction to make it look more natural. Finding the right background for your pictures is half of the battle. After you find a nice background to complement, to have a nice composition, you're gonna establish the ambient exposure and you have to dial, up and down, depends on how much you wanna darken or you wanna lighten the ambient, the background. And after that, you're gonna turn the flashes and you're gonna establish the exposure of your flashes. And you have to find the right, balance between ambient and flashes, because sometimes if you make the background too dark, it looks fake. And I think the best way in a situation like this is just to have a little bit of flash, a little bit more than ambient, to kind of like make your subject pop out, but not have a super contrasty image. I'm going to establish the exposure via ETTL with the Profoto Connect Pro as my trigger. And after I have my foundation set, I'm going to switch to manual mode because it's easier to control individually each light much better. Like always, I'm feathering my main light to my main subject here. The light is going in front of her, just the edge of the light. We're going to, illuminate her face to have a nice graduation on the face. She's facing always the ambient existing, like the direction of ambient existing light right now to our right. And all the way to the back here, I have the A2 with the Magnum reflector. It's like 10, 12 feet, and I just have it in the low settings just to have a nice little glow on her side to separate it from the background. And we're gonna take a couple of pictures to see how I look. For outdoor shoots, you gotta make sure that your background complements the pictures. You gotta basically choose your background first, and after that you introduce your subject in the frame. You gotta make sure. Right now I'm trying to use these branches as a natural frame around Lydia. I'm shooting from the shadow side. I have the lights, on the other side of the branches to make sure I have a nice illumination on her face. I'm having the separation light on the other side, kind of like get a kiss of light on her hair to separate it from the background. And first I just make sure that I have the right exposure for the grass behind her. And after that I did a test shot with the TTL with this Profoto flashes to make sure that I like the initial exposure. I have to dial it down a little bit more because I want a less light. And on everything, it kind of like jumps together. I'm gonna start focusing on the pictures. After my ambient exposure is right, the composition is correct, the lights are in place, and I like the output. Now I can focus on taking some more pictures, with Lydia here. I have positioned the main light, a little bit. She's facing towards me, and I'm positioning the light a little bit behind her, kind of like just to have a nice wrap to mimic what is existing right now, the ambient, most like we have open sky behind her, and the light have that nice direction, and I'm going to shoot from the shadow side. I think it looks more dramatic and more cinematic. I'm having my separation light here behind her, and I am having my separation light a little bit higher than my main light because I want to have more coverage on her hair. For location shoots like this, I think the combination of Profoto A10 and Profoto A2 works really good, because I always like to use my Profoto A2 with a Magnum reflector for my separation light. They're almost like glued together. And my main light is always the A10 with a softbox. I like the third parties softboxes, because some of them you can move or remove the inner diffuser, and you can add more stuff on it. It's not like the Profoto softbox, the Profoto Click. And they are cheaper, and I think they work the same way. And my main combination for this setup is the Angler 24 inches Fastbox with the Profoto A10 and the Magnum reflector with the Profoto A2. I like the Profoto Connect Pro as my transmitter of choice for this combination, because it's easier to dial the light up and down super fast. The little Connect transmitter, I use it, but not more like indoor shots, because I don't, you have to control the lights via the app on the phone, and I don't want to have the camera on one hand, the phone on the other hand, and trying to juggle between these two. I think the Connect Pro is the perfect transmitter for this situation like this, when you want to move fast and you want to get nice professional results. For this particular shot, I'm not using my second light, the A2, because the light is coming from the back right now, and it creates a nice highlights around her head, and I don't want to overpower what is already existing here. And I have my main light, 5-6 foot from her, in the same light position. I just, dial in a little bit, to open up the skin tone on her face. I'm shooting at 2.8, very shallow depth of the field, to make sure that everything in the background is blurred out. And I am trying to compose such a way so nothing distracting from the background, gonna pop up around her head. For the last session, I'm using some wide angle lens, the 14 to 35 Canon, because I want to have a nice wide panorama here. I want to use all these trees as a natural framing around India, because this was the theme for the shoot today, outdoors and trees and natural frames. And also I'm starting picking up nice colors in the sky, because it's already sunset and the light levels are pretty low. I'm faking the setting sun with my Profoto A2 with a quarter CTO gel on it, kind of like baking light Lydia, and trying to get a nice separation for the background. I'm paying attention to make sure I get saturated color in the sky, and I'm trying to keep my main light, and the low level settings, so I don't have overexposure on her face. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out my channel for more lighting tutorials and gear review, and I see you next time.